A senior Russian lawmaker has made a striking claim that Iran may possess tens of thousands and thousands of drones and missiles, potentially reshaping the balance of power in the region. Again, coming from this Russian lawmaker top. According to Alexei Pushkov, a senior member of Russia's upper house of parliament, Iran has spent years in preparing for a large-scale conflict, not just militarily but economically and strategically. And we have noticed that too, and we have said that in our channel many times. The way Iran handled this whole situation, this illegal war with Iran, with Israel and US, it does speak volume about Iran's preparedness. Speaking to Russian state media TASS, Pushkov said Tehran has fortified its military infrastructure, moving key missile systems underground and dispersing them across the country. Pushkov made the bold claims as Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi arrived in Russia on Monday, where he is expected to meet Vladimir Putin and seek his support amid the war with US. We have many other news to share in this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, before I share all of these details, subscribe, hit the like, leave a comment, also share this video.
Tonight in the war in Iran, tonight with talks stalled and the Strait of Hormuz closed, Vladimir Putin now welcoming a top Iranian diplomat to Russia, vowing to support Iran. And what ABC News has learned about an Iranian proposal the White House is now weighing. Here's Martha Raddatz on that.
Tonight, with the Strait of Hormuz still shut down and U.S.-Iran peace talks stalled, Vladimir Putin now taking the stage, meeting face-to-face with Iran's foreign minister Abbas Araghchi in Russia. Putin pledging support for Iran, telling Araghchi he wants peace soon. In Washington today, the president meeting with his national security team. Officials telling ABC News the White House discussing an Iranian proposal to reopen the critical Strait of Hormuz in exchange for allowing the regime to profit from ships passing through and leaving nuclear talks for some future date.
The moment Donald Trump will agree, United States will agree that yes, Iran can collect tolls in millions and billions of dollars, it's game over. The entire war objective will be failed for Donald Trump, because once they collect millions and billions of dollars in toll in Chinese currency, remember that too, Iran will be able to rebuild the entire country, the like of which nobody has ever seen.
For some future date. Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying if Iran plans to charge tolls for ships in the strait, that is unacceptable.
If what they mean by opening the straits is get our permission or we'll blow you up and you pay us, that's not opening the straits.
And David, the administration has been very clear about what has to happen in the Strait of Hormuz, insisting that anything short of a return to the pre-war status quo in the strait is a non-starter.
Nothing is a non-starter. Iran wants all of its demands to be met. That's why Abbas Araghchi did not meet the Mossad agents, two of them, Kushner and Witkoff, in Pakistan. That way he sent a very clear message that if you want to negotiate with us, you have to agree to all 10 points, plus agree that we will be collecting tolls in the Strait of Hormuz. If you don't, then you can just go back to the States. We will not negotiate with you whatsoever.
They came to us and they said, we will agree to open the strait. And all my people were happy. Everybody was happy except me. I said, wait a minute, if we open the strait, that means they're going to make $500 million a day. I don't want them to make $500 million a day until they settle this thing. So I'm the one that...
So look at what he's saying here, okay? I will not agree them making $500 million a day until... Like, he's okay. He will give Iran $500 million a day, but he has some condition that must be met. Iran will be very happy to meet those conditions. Obviously, that will not include giving up any sovereign right of Iran, which is enriching uranium. But take a look what Donald Trump is saying here very carefully. Take a listen.
A day. I don't want them to make $500 million a day until they settle this thing. So I'm the one that kept it closed. We have total control of it. And it'll open when they make a deal or something else happens that's very positive.
What's your impression that the American
They came to us.
Okay, so they did not come to us. First of all, you went to them, and that's why they mocked you when you were about to go to Pakistan, and Iranian foreign minister said, "F you, I'm leaving. I'm not going to be meeting Mossad agent Kushner or Witkoff." But again, Trump is just bragging about it, lying about the whole thing. He will agree to all Iranian demands. It is just a matter of time.
On this core mission, America's will is unshakable.
You know, it's fascinating that he talks about mocks and ridicules our allies in Europe that helped us destroy the Soviet Union. This is something the administration is obsessed with, their hatred of Europe, their hatred of Western democracy, their hatred of the very people that helped us defeat the Soviet Union, and also many who fought side by side with us to destroy Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. Just a note here, the only reason I'm jumping in, interesting timing to talk about how Europe does nothing but conduct fancy cocktail parties the morning after 90 billion euros of aid given to Ukraine, because this administration continues to do nothing to help the Ukrainian people push back.
I don't agree with the statement that United States, Trump's administration, they hate Europe. I think they are just trying to bully Europe, Trump administration. They're trying to make them do what they want them to do, but obviously they are not doing enough. UK, Germany, France. In fact, German's chancellor, he said what Iran did to US in this war was a complete humiliation. So yeah, they are lashing out at them, trying to bully them, trying to establish their own narrative, not the European narrative. But no, they don't hate. They cannot, United States cannot afford to hate Europe because they do a lot of businesses. Now this is what Abbas Araghchi has to say.
روابط جمهوری اسلامی ایران و فدراسیون روسیه از نظر ما یک شراکت راهبردی هست و به همین شکل ادامه پیدا. روابط ایران و روسیه به همان قوتی که بود ادامه پیدا خواهد کرد، بلکه حتی با قدرت بیشتر و در گستردگی بیشتر.
Невзирая на все, что происходит, ирано-российские отношения будут идти и далее крепче.
همونطور که شما هم فرمودید، دنیا الان متوجه شد که قدرت واقعی ایران رو در مقابله با ارتش آمریکا و ملاحظه کردن و روشن شد که جمهوری اسلامی ایران یک نظام با ثبات، مستحکم و با قدرت زیاد با اتکای به مردم خودش است.
Как вы правильно отметили, весь мир
اینطور مشخص شد که جمهوری اسلامی ایران دوستانی.
Of course, it was a very fruitful meeting for Abbas Araghchi. Take a listen what Breaking Point has to say about this.
Too expensive. I'm a very cost-conscious person.
Too expensive. He's a very cost-conscious person. Yeah, it doesn't exactly pass the smell test. The big deal here is basically they had a ceasefire deadline. The ceasefire deadline expired. There were no negotiations that happened. The Iranian terms were made pretty clear. The U.S. terms were also all up in the air. They saw the Iranian terms, if they agreed to them, as a total capitulation. And so we're kind of in a space that Trita Parsi predicted going into this, which is Trump actually can just walk away. The blockade is still in place. The war is not being restarted. It's also not really off. We're in this weird, semi-hot zone where there is, of course, a naval blockade and active war. There, of course, is military pressure on the Iranian regime, but they don't seem anxious to restart the war either. And now everybody's kind of in a limbo, waiting for something to change and for something to happen. And in the interim, several million barrels of oil per day are getting shut in and are not exiting the Straits of Hormuz, which is the only thing that really matters out of this conflict so far.
One party has to move, one party has to buzz, and that party will be, in my mind, Donald Trump. He will have to negotiate, he will have to say something, do something in order to stop the oil prices going up and up. I'll give you more updates, guys. Subscribe for more videos in the next one.